Definitely want to take advantage of this opportunity and see what I could learn here. And I see some of the wins that y'all be having and putting on the Skool page, and I can't wait to be there. I just can't wait to be one of those people who get to put their win on the Skool page and be like, "Hey, this is my credit score. This is what I got to prove for." Can't wait. Can't wait.
That's awesome. 20 years is a long time, like that's and to do the same thing for another 20 years, you know what I mean? Like I can't see myself doing that. It just doesn't make sense, right? Like whether that's 5 years or 6 years, if you're at this point right now and you're listening to this conversation, it's like, why would I continue doing the same thing I'm doing right now to be in the same spot? I mean, if you're comfortable with that, by all means, right? There's something for everybody. But if you're not comfortable with where you at and you want more, you got to go get it, like, and I think it starts by being taking a little step, right? And I think the military helps us out a lot. They put us in different situations to make us uncomfortable and be comfortable being uncomfortable. Like, I don't want to supervise nobody, but you made the rank. Here you go. Don't supervise, right? I don't know nothing about building custodian. Well, you need this. Here you go. Somebody else left, right? Like so, like all these little different things, it pushes us outside of our comfort zone and it makes us grow. And I think as a business owner, it's the same thing, right? We just got to have our own drive to be
Yeah,
able to do that,
instead of working for the someone else's mission, you're working for your own mission for yourself. Like we
For
break
sure,
our
100%.
backs trying to make somebody else's mission accomplished. Instead, we need to focus on ourselves and win for ourselves, accomplish the mission for what we want to do.
Yep. You want to be a producer, not a consumer. Consumers are happy with where they're at and consuming things. If you're a producer, you're always trying to produce and create more for other people. And by doing that, will produce for yourself. You know what I mean? And your family and whoever else you're trying to support. So,
Yeah, yo, I
Yeah,
who else
but
out there?
love it.
hey, I'm
I love it.
on. Real, if I can, allow me to introduce myself.
Hey,
Hey, my name is Donald. Right, this is the first time I'm able to actually jump on this joint. I really appreciate this. I'm learning a lot. I am slacking by miles and miles and miles. Like I'm sitting there trying to understand what to do, what not to do, and reading is fundamental. I'll just put it that way, right?
Mhm.
That's one thing I neglected to really do is read all the fine print and do everything, especially, and I'm a skeptical type person. I'm, going on 30 years, I'm getting out. I'm not working for nobody. I'm not doing that. I'm working for me and mine, and to have some, just to be able to relax and that's it. And so when this was presented in Skill Bridge, I was like, yo, I've
Yep.
seen people do this. I got a partner of mine, he was doing it while he was working. Wasn't as good because some of the things he did some shortcuts and now it's biting him in the butt. And I'm talking to him now. He's like, okay, I gotta get my finances together. I gotta get this. And I'm like, okay, bro, check it out. When you get there and when you're ready, hit me up and let's get on there. Cause he spoke highly of you, Trevor. He's talked to you a couple of times. So but yeah, I just wanna grow. I wanna grow and I wanna figure this all out because life is too short to go ahead and be working for everybody. And I'm ready. Let's go.
yeah, for
30
sure.
years, man. That's a long time, man. 30 years.
That really is. That's a grip.
Yeah.
My hat's off to you. I salute you for that. Donna, where you at?
That's all of our life. That's all the some of our life.
Yeah, I'm 35. I mean, shit, I don't even shoot. I don't know. 30 years is if I put 30 years into something, man, I definitely want to put 30 years into something that's mine. You know what I mean? We can't obviously turn back time. We don't. There's no regrets in anything that I've ever done. Right? 8 years in the
Right.
military. I was in the infantry. Got a couple tours to Afghanistan. Done a lot. Seen a lot. Right? Left that. Went on
Right.
the railroad, and I mean, we just learned from those type of things and the only thing that stood out to me, like I when I spoke to you guys at Skill Bridge and Empowerment, the only thing that stood out was like, why the hell am I gonna go continue to trade my time for money? Like I don't want to do that no more, bro. Like I got a family, kids, I got wife, I got it doesn't matter even if you're single, right? you still need your time. We have a creator, and we all have talents that we're good at, right? We all have things that we can capitalize on to make money off of. Whether it's, if we're good at communication, okay, let's talk about getting you into sales. If you're good at IT stuff, let's run your own IT business. It should never be like, oh, I want that job to go, I want to go land that job to work for that. You can do the same thing that they do. You don't need the job, right? And a lot of the times people feel, they feel a type of way and feel like they do need that job because that's the stability, or that's like the cushion that from the risk that they don't want to take, right? Everything I do, I take a leap of faith every time, right? I don't know anybody's believers, and I don't get into that type of stuff on these calls, but I know who I believe in, right? And I've never been guided wrong, right? I've always been, I keep my foot forward, right? I am where my feet are, and I continue to drive. I continue to put all into everything that I do. And that's a big mindset shift that you guys got to have, to know that you're going to have issues, right? You're going to have problems. You're not going to have a perfect client. There's going to be slow months. There's going to be fast months. There's going to be months where you're like, damn, I need more cars. I got 10 and I can't handle what I have. I need to go get 10 more, right? You don't be scared of it. You listen to what I wouldn't even know the word, but your environment, whatever is speaking to you, the energy that it's an initiative, right? Or intuition. That's what the word is, right? Listen to your intuition. If it says like, oh, get more, then go get more. Do what you have to do to go get more, right? Like, I definitely want everybody that's moved forward with us to be successful, and you will be successful. I'm happy Michelle's on this call. She's hammering down in college, getting all the schoolwork done, but she came to us from Allegiant as well. I mean, probably about 6 months ago, and she hit the ground running. I mean, she probably told you guys, and you can see her in the wins. She's never been in the 800s in her whole life. We got her 820s across the board, right? We got capital. She's got her vehicle. She's got her fleet going. She hasn't paid one car note. She hasn't paid one insurance note yet, just because of Turo, right? At a minimum, you can do that and still win, be driving around the cars for free. Like, that's at a minimum, but we always want to put money in our pockets. That's the goal. And when you look at the business and reassess the business and say, okay, dang, these are high demand. They make a lot of money. Let me add more of these and then continue to grow, right? My goal is to give you guys a blueprint, give you guys a business on a platter that you guys can follow. If you are accountable and you do those things, if you follow the course material provided, you're in the private Discord channel. That channel is for you to ask questions. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was Mr. Witt asked me a gang of questions in the channel. That's what it's for. Don't be shy to ask questions, and then don't go out there and be like, oh, and make a mistake, or say that you weren't informed and have a bad take. No, ask the questions. That's what we're here for, to mentor you, to make sure that you do it right, right? You got to ask that professional that question. If it's credit, ask Kane and his team those questions. If it's funding, ask Shantae and her team those questions, or the lenders that we send you to. If it's Turo, rental car space, mindset, hustling, any of that, ask me. I'm going to put you in. I'm going to give you the tools, right? I'm going to give you the tools. You got to use the tools and make them worthwhile, right? I've done these steps. I've been in your position, and I've literally failed times in order to make it work until I figured out what works. So I've fixed all that stuff for you guys, so you don't have to do that. You don't have to be all the Reddit and the Instagram and the Google reviews that you see about how bad Turo sucks or how bad is this. That's them, because that's their experience, because they didn't have a mentor. They jumped into something without any guidance, right? That's always tough, right? When I got my Airbnbs, I had to go get a mentorship. I didn't just want to do Airbnb without knowing it, right? I went and got a mentorship because I was like, I want to do Airbnb and I want to be successful. So I bought it, right? Real estate, same thing. Everything that I've done, I've bought. You can research as much as you want, but everybody's going to have different strategies. So I would pick the best person in that business, and I purchased that, right? That's how I was able to, really run it up. And what I'm going to do is teach you guys how to run it up. I'm going to get everybody on this call. I will get you rich, right? And when I say rich, I literally can get you credit rich. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people on here probably never knew how to leverage their credit score, right? You leverage your credit score for the wrong things. You might leverage your credit score to go grab a a furniture from the furniture store. You might leverage your score to go get shit that really isn't necessary when you leverage your credit. You need to be leveraging your score. Those of you that already have high scores, right? Before the optimism. When we optimize you, we're going to really crank you up. But we weren't never taught that, right? We weren't taught to have credit scores that we leverage to go get assets to make us money, because if they taught us that, there would be no businesses and there would be no 9 to 5s, and you know what I mean? The high powered people wouldn't be able to get rich. So they don't teach you credit. They don't teach you how to leverage your score or any of that, right? So we're going to teach you how to do that. We're going to make sure your profiles are solid. We're going to teach you how to get assets. And then I'm going to get you credit rich, right? 50, 100K. If you work a job right now and you're making 80K a year and I get that for you in credit in one day, I mean, I just made you rich. You don't have to work for another year because I've got you 80K on a card. But we want to maximize that. We want more than that. When we're operating in business, we want the most amount of funding that we can get, so our business always has a backing, always has support, right? And you'll learn all that. You'll get all that done for you. You got the course materials. You never have to worry about credit repair ever again. Everybody in here should always be in the, like, you know, the 7s, the 800s. I'm a business owner. I spend a lot of money. I use my credit very frequently to build what I have. So I'm not even in the 800s anymore. Like, I'm operating, you know, my utilization, $100,000 credit card might be maxed out because I'm trying to build a brand, right? But I know the money's going to come back. My score is going to fluctuate that. When you're operating in business, don't worry about your score too much because you're going to know what it is. You're going to learn that through the course material. If it's utilization, add a trade line. If it's increase, get them wiped. If it's a late payment, let's remove the late payment. If it's a collect, you'll never be in credit. You'll never have problems with that again. That's the stuff that you're going to teach to your kids, your children, your family. Now we get everybody out of the rat race. Everybody's business owners, and we're all successful. And you may think that I make it sound easy, but it's literally that simple. It's good credit, capital to back you, and go start something. You'll never know until you start, right? So my goal is to get you guys wealthy, right? That's why I partnered with multiple entrepreneurs in there, and we're able to bring you other streams of income and revenue, right? Real estate, Airbnb, stocks, content creation, and things like that. So enough about that. I thank all of you, right, for being here, and all of you for coming to the live call with your Turo questions. I'll answer a little. I like to leave the credit questions, the marketing questions, and things like that for those, partners that do have their calls. But I'm not dumb to it. I know it, and I can answer that for you. I just don't want to confuse this with a credit call or a marketing call, because it is a Turo call. It's a rental car call. It's Turo space. So I'll give anybody the floor open. We're open to talk, right? We're going to sit here and run game. I'm going to teach you tips, tricks. I'm going to tell you how I run plays, and you guys can do it your way. But if anybody wants to fire off the first question, go ahead. No question is a dumb question. Your question may be the same question somebody else has. So let's figure it out. Let's answer it. Let's get it to the best of our knowledge. And hopefully I can answer all of them. And if not, I can 100% find you an answer.
Yeah, I got a question, Trevor.
Go ahead.
My question is, in your Turo business, when you're first starting out, one of the things that I'm kind of like nervous about is like how I'm going to get all my cars to somebody to go ahead and pick up my car. How am I going to do that? And then, do I got to drive 2 cars? Somebody got to drive me there, drive me back. I drop the car off. I mean, that's kind of a really simple question, but it's something that I've been thinking about.
No, that's actually a good question, right? Like, you may have to have, depending on where you want to store your cars, the locations and things like that. We teach you guys how to store them at. We use grocery stores all the time. It doesn't matter. They don't care. They don't bat an eye. And I don't like traffic at my house, right? I come from Shreveport, Louisiana. It's hood, bro. I don't want hood motherfuckers at my house picking up vehicles. It's just simple, because I'll get down and I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? So to mitigate those problems and keep that shit away, right, we use the grocery stores. So outside of my neighborhood, across the street was a Kroger. I put my cars at a certain area of the parking lot. I don't line it up like a car lot and make it look all crazy, right? I spread them out, but it's towards the street where it's easy for them to find, towards the end of their parking lot, right, for the guests. And that's where I store them. For me, it's really close. So I would just have my wife take me up there. This became the job. This became the income, right? So you want to put your all into this, right? this is what's I'm going to make it passive with the automation that I teach you, but this is what we're chasing. We're not chasing. And like I said, I'm never hating on a 9 to 5, right? Do what you have to do on that end to make it work. But at that point, I was growing this as big as possible, so I didn't have a 9 to 5. So if it was me having a friend or my wife or somebody follow me up, drop the car off, check it in, leave the key in it, and leave, and I'm gonna make $600 off a trip. I mean, that's cool with me. That's 20 minutes of my day to make $600 off the trip. So that's what I was putting all of my focus into, is to making sure I get the vehicles out, because in the beginning, you want to build these relationships with these clients. You want to make them only rock with you. You want to give them discounts and things like that. And you'll learn that throughout the course. In my automations, you'll learn those ones to send out to give discounts to keep customer retention. When people book with me, they only book with me. They rarely go anywhere else unless I don't have anything available. And at 30 cars, I still didn't have availability for the amount of clientele that I was trying to book. People don't think Turo is big. Everybody needs cars every single day. You wouldn't think it is, because you're in a position where you guys probably own cars and have cars, but people need to get to work. People do DoorDash, people do Lyft, people do Uber, people get travel in from the airport, right? So they need cars. And enterprise and all that other bullshit is out the window. Turo is the play. Turo makes a percentage off of your vehicle. So their goal is to market your vehicle to put a client in there. They don't want it sitting on the platform. They're not going to make any money. So they're going to push it to customers. That's where the win-win is with Turo, right? They don't want they lose money by having it sit on the platform, and you got to think of it from that standpoint. Like, this dude's got a car, I'm about to push it in front of everybody. I want my 10%, right? They're thinking the same thing. So yeah, there would be times I would have a friend follow me, or I'm already planning it. If that trip is at 10 o'clock in the morning the next day, at 9 o'clock or 9:30, me and my wife, we drive up the street, we drop the car off, we check it in, we leave the key, boom, I'm out the way. If it's one of those 3 o'clock in the morning trips, I get it ready before going to bed. Like 9 o'clock, I'll take it up there, drop it off, check it in, leave the key, boom. You are in control of the schedule of how you want to run it and how you want to operate it, right? You don't have to go up there at 2:30 at a 3 a.m. trip. Just leave it up there. No one knows your operation, and they're not, even if they do know your operation, I've never had somebody do any type of shady shit. Most of them you could put on Turo Go, and they can just unlock it and lock it from the app anyway. Most newer cars are suitable. They convert. What would be the words? Basically they can work. It can work. Like Turo Go with the newer cars, the app can integrate and they can work, right? But yeah, does that answer your question? Is that pretty clear?
Yeah, that does. So you're saying that Turo has an app where they can unlock the car
Yeah.
without the physical key or something?
Yeah, it's Turo Go, and they'll tell you how to do it. When you get in there, they give you the instruction on how to do it. You basically will put your key in. I would just put my key in the glove box, and they have the app. Once you check in the vehicle through Turo, you can lock your car, and before their trip starts, they'll be able to unlock the car, but the key stays in the car in the glove box, and they do it all through the app. Most cars can integrate with that, like most newer. Like if I got a couple classic cars, right? Like I got a 2012 Yellow Jacket SRT 8 Challenger. It obviously doesn't have that. You know what I mean? There's vehicles like that just don't have it, but your newer modern vehicles will be able to migrate, I guess the word. Shit, I don't know the word.
Yeah, Trevor, is that why the 2018 and newer is suggested through the Turo app for that particular reason?
That may be the reason, but it may be a Turo marketing thing to where they're trying to say, hey, newer cars book more, right? Like, because they're going to put every type of not broadcast. They're going to do every type of marketing strategy that they have on their websites, and because they're going to tell you what's going on, right? So they may be saying that because, like, hey, people want newer cars rather than older cars. You can go. I think the rule of thumb, bro, is to go used cars with cheap notes. If you buy used cars that have cheap car notes that and I'm speaking like 20, I'm not talking like 2018. I'm talking 2022, 21, 23, even just something that's certified pre-owned that has a cheap car note, you're gonna book. You get economy cars, they're super cheap, they're gonna book. You're gonna have the audience those are your everyday people, right? when you got a $400 car note and you're renting it for $35 or $40 a day, you're going to make a lot of money, and it's going to rent out because it's cheap. You're going to have those, but you got to keep in mind you're going to have a cheap client too, right? So you got to attack that audience. You got to have an audience for like 3 rows. 3 rows rule of thumb. 3 rows always a go. People travel. People are usually coming in to rent off Turo because they're traveling. So 3-row vehicle, you'll always win. My most successful vehicles have been the 3-row vehicles. I had a Kia Telluride. It killed the platform, killed it. I had obviously a Pathfinder, I think it was. No, a Sorrento, a Kia Sorrento. I had a Sorrento. That's also 3 rows. And then I have my economy cars like the Fusions and the Focuses and the Fortes. Those things went crazy. And then I started going against the grain in my market. They were booking out so well. I was like, okay, I'm a risk taker, bro. I put shit in my market that wasn't there. I put Hellcats in the market, Trackhawks. I put Mercedes in the market. I put Range Rovers in my market. I wrapped the vehicles. I'm a risk taker. I'm trying to see. As a hustler, I can adjust. If it doesn't work, okay, I'm just gonna drop the price or I'll send it somewhere else. I've got hosts in every, place that I can network with. If it don't do well here, I might want to send it to Michelle. I might want to send it to you, Ryan. You never know, right? Like that's what we're in this for. We always have an outlet. We always have an out for what we're doing. She might,
Yeah, if y'all got all-wheel drive cars, man, send them my way because it's cold as shit up here in North Dakota. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah. Well, look,
So I don't know where everybody else is at, but I'm in the great white north up here. I mean, man, it's snowing right now.
You're in Minot, right?
What's that?
Minot, North Dakota, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I had my brother. I mean, he's basically like my brother. He's stationed in Minot. He did pretty good. What did he have? He had a Ford Explorer. He put his Audi on there. No, it's a Volvo, not an Audi. It's a Volvo. And he put there was another car he had on there. He put on there. And I mean, he did well. Then he moved to San Angelo, Texas, which is I mean, he's still doing business. And you wouldn't think that there's motion in San Angelo, Texas, but he gets bookings, right? It's a platform.
San Angelo, I like that area. I was stationed in Texas at one point in time, so Texas is great. But I had another question, if that's all right. I was curious about the 60 plan versus the 90 plan. The 60 plan seems to have obviously it includes a lot of benefits of doing that 60 plan. But when you transition to the 90 plan, that seems a little bit more lucrative, but you might want to wait. Like, let's say day one, you probably don't want to start with the 90. You probably want to start with the 60. Can you speak to that at all and maybe shed a little bit of light of kind of where, if you got 5 cars versus 10, you're starting with 5 cars versus 10 cars, maybe, or 1 car, how each plan may benefit the respective member?
Right. So when I started out, if I could turn back and go everything to the 90, I would. And I'll explain why. I ran like the first, I want to say about almost 6 months on the 75 plan. And I felt like I rarely used that deductible. I may have used it on the Tesla once or twice. So I felt like I lost a lot of money just with the fear of like, oh, I need a $250 deductible. You know what I mean? So I would run it in your market for a bit, figure out what kind of clientele you have in that market that's renting cars. You're going to know the audience that's renting cars. You're going to know, oh, do I get a lot of travelers? Or do I get a lot of drug dealers who need rentals? Like, or do I get people who just, they're doing Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, right? You're going to have to know your audience to be like, okay, what's the risk that I want to take? If I could go back 90 the whole time, I would, because I want 90% of my profits. And I'm rarely going to use Turo for my deductible, right? If there's a $2,500 deductible on a car, but I can get Bob up the street to replace my windshield for $300, or if I can get him to do my brakes for $400, I'm just going to use him up the street because I have a rental car business. So I go and make connections at these places like that, maintenance places. I got friends that are mechanics. I got friends that do brakes. I make connections at the tire shop. So now I get used tires for the Lolo. Like, you're in a business now and you go in there and really, hey, you know what? Bring them a car, establish doing your business, right? Let them get some tires from them and say, hey, look, just so you know, man, I got a rental car business. I got about 20 cars. if you keep taking care of me on price, I'll keep bringing my cars to you to do the tires. Make those connections because you're in that space now. This is what you're going to be doing. So I never used the deductible. As I grew, right, and learned, I would only use the 75% deductible. 60 is just too light. I don't care about the daily rental fee. I got 30 cars. I'm not going to go rent a car anyway, right? And I will spend a little money to make 15% more back, right? So if you got high dollar cars that could be an issue, put those on the 75 plan. Like my Mercedes, 75 plan, sometimes 80, just depends. Tesla, everything's expensive, 75 plan. Range Rover, everything's expensive. GLE, exotic cars, everything goes on 75 plan on those type of vehicles because it's gonna be expensive to fix. My little economy cars, little Jeep Compasses and things like that, 90% all day long. I can take it up the street and get anything fixed on it, right? Your foreigns, the ones that cost money, BMW, things like that, run those on a 75% plan. And if you want to get after a couple months, then you could jump it up to 80. Like, damn, I really ain't had no incidents. It doesn't seem like it's been an issue. Let me jump it up to 80. Go off what your budget can afford. When you get the capital, I mean, you'll be using credit for everything anyway. So the risk is yours. You know, you do what you want with the risk. And then the way I look at the 90% plan, like I would only use that deductible if somebody totals out my vehicle. And then I would pay $2,500 to pay off a $80,000 vehicle that's totaled. I look at it that way.
That makes a lot of sense.
For sure.
So real quick, when you say we talk about the economy cars, I think all the market dictates what vehicles are gonna sell or gonna use. Do you see economy cars being utilized quite frequently? Because I'm out here in Phoenix, and like most people they want the hot rods. That they want the beast, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I see they try to use, right? Something that, and of course Tesla, but Tesla here has become so oversaturated. It used to be you can make some pretty good money off of it. Now, I mean, you don't really make much of anything from it. So
Everybody got
I
them.
guess my question, yeah, everybody got them. I guess my question is, how do we distinguish between which vehicle is going to give us the best bang for our buck?
To answer your question, you're correct about the market research, right? Researching your market, looking at what's already putting out numbers and killing it. Like that's what you're going to want to follow. But I want to make money all the time. And an economy car with the cheap daily rental is going to rent, like, right? Like it's going to go out. So there's not a debate when it comes to economy cars. I would always have at least 5 of them in my fleet at all times because they're always going to rent. I mean, the notes are super cheap. You might be at $300-400 with that's your note and insurance. Bro, you could put it on there for $35 a day, bro. Like you got to look at a consumer standpoint, and you could just take the number 21, just do the 21. So 35 times 21 days, you're already going to make 735 just in 21 days. Them economy cars stay gone like 28 days, right? So 735 minus, let's just say your note was $400. You just made $350, $335 off of one car, right? For just renting out 21 days at $35. So I went all low end. You can get an economy out there for 40 and $50 sometimes, right? So that's something that's always going to rent. So I always have them in the fleet. Your market research is going to come to dialing in when you do add them exotics. Are there exotics in your area and are they renting out? Now, okay, damn, I see a Lamborghini Urus has multiple bookings and it's $1,800 a trip. I'd probably get a Lamborghini Urus. Your market research comes from those vehicles that you want to add, the exotics, the muscles and things like that. If you don't have no Jeep Trackhawks out there, I'd get one. Yeah, it's an $80,000 Jeep, $90,000 Jeep, but you're gonna make money, right? My boy in Vegas, he rents out the Jeep Trackhawk for like $650 a trip, $650 a day. So he makes money. That's my Trackhawk. I sent it to him because my market they weren't affording it, right? I was running at like $250 a day. And they were still like, hey man, you got a discount? No, bro. So you can run from the police? No. I had to get that shit out the impound so many times. Bro, they run from the cops and you can't catch it, so they run, you know. So I sent it to Vegas and he's doing his thing out there. So your market research comes to dialing in of when you get those high dollar cars, should you go buy that GLE Mercedes with that has the $1,800 car note? Should you go buy the Z06 Corvette that has that car note? Are the ones there renting out? And is the price high for them? If you see a Lamborghini Huracan on there for $400 a day, it's probably not booking right. Like a Huracan out here is like 900 a day. So that's where the market research comes in. You'll always make money if you go economy and 3-row, 100%. You're muted, Donald, but it sounds like you're saying okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I said, bet that's kind of what I was looking at is economy, but determining what economy is and getting like a 3-row and then one muscle car, something just to go ahead and tickle people fancy that I know that somebody's gonna get, because I just know I see the hot boys out here all the time, and I know what comes, it comes with risk. I get that, fully understand that. So,
Yeah, man.
but yeah,
If you keep them
it's
even at a minimum by keeping those economies in there. I mean, I have some people that keep their economies in their 3 rows just to pay for their dream car. They want the car. They don't care. They like making the money, but they're not trying to replace their 9 to 5, and they're not trying to build a rental car business. They just want that maybe their dream car is that GLE Mercedes, right? The GLE and AMG, right? And that's, they know it's a $1,900 note, but they know if they put about 4 or 5 economy cars in there, they can drive that car for free because it's going to generate that money, right? Like you maneuver this game. The goal is to have assets, bro. The goal is to have assets and to know what to do with those assets. And that's the biggest thing about this, right? That's the biggest thing about this mentorship.
It's funny.
yeah.
My bad. Go ahead, bro.
You're good. You're good. I ain't gonna
I was gonna
monopolize
say,
things.
no, you good, bro. I was gonna say it's crazy that a lot of the times whenever we go through, growing up and stuff, they were saying that, a vehicle isn't an asset, right? And it's crazy that we're making vehicles our assets in this platform. So yeah, it's just good to learn and kind of just get my mind wrapped around all of this. Market research for big luxury vehicles. Definitely something that I have to keep in mind. I'm probably not gonna get into that for sure for a minute, but I'm gonna work my way up to it. Um yeah, I was just gonna ask you. So I was watching your videos, and they said, and you was talking about like people smoking in your vehicles and all of that. So how do you maneuver that? So say somebody does smoke in your vehicle, how do you clean it and like kind of get everything situated from there?
So Turo, they'll send you a kit, right? Whenever you get started and stuff, they'll send you a kit that like debombs it and things like that.
Okay,
I'm coming from I don't know more, right? But I haven't smoked cigarettes in years, right? Like since deployments in the military.
right.
I'm 420 friendly, right? Bob Marley fan. I like to gas up, But I stopped that as well. I'm trying to lock in, clear everything, make sure I'm good. So as a smoker, right, coming from that world, man, you can smoke spray it, bro, and it'll take it to get it detailed, throw some smoke spray in it, and it sounds like it wouldn't it. That's the best thing for that, right? When people smoke in your car, they're gonna be smoking gas. They're not gonna be smoking cigarettes like that. It's usually always gas. So I would do that route. And to win a smoking violation, bro, because Turo is super stingy about the cleaning violations and the smoking violation. Smoking violation, I figured out the play, right? The play is to write the next guest who got your vehicle and say, hey, I'm sorry. The next guest, right? This one smoked. You submitted it. They're denying it, right? The next guest who books it say, hey, I'm sorry about the smoke odor that's left in there. It was the last client's fault. Do you still smell it? Like kind of question them and get that person as a third party to basically snitch on the other one. And you're going to win the violation, bro, because it's not only you, but another client is also complaining about it, and you have it in message. Turo looks at the messaging, right? The messaging, that's how they track everything. So you basically just get the next person to snitch on the other one, and then you're gonna win that violation. In the beginning, I've done everything to try to. I put ashes in there. They're usually ashes in there most of the time, right? They can't never clean that out. Man, I've went as deep as that and putting a cigarette butt in there. They'll be like, no, we deny it. So, but that play has been the play that worked, right? So you'll win the smoking violation with that. But yeah, if you get it, hit them with a fee. I usually message them. I think I have it within my automations, right? I'll usually send them a message outside of Turo. This is how you can make some extra money off of it. Get your notepads out and listen to this, right? So this is what you're gonna do. If you catch them smoking in your car, they're probably gonna lie about it. So I write them in Turo first, and I say, "Hey, we smell. It smells like you were smoking in the vehicle. Did you or any of your guests smoke in our vehicle?" They're probably going to say no. Some of them be telling the truth, like, "Yeah, my bad, I'll pay it," and you could just go through the claim process. But if they say no, you can reach out off of Turo because you can message them. You hit them up with a regular text message and say, "Hey, look, I know us and our Turo partners, they smelt smoke in the vehicle, and in order to keep you from getting banned from ever using Turo again, we could just pay. If you pay me, I can pay the cleaning crew to go ahead and get it fixed, and you won't have to worry about being banned from Turo. Usually it's $150 smoking violation, but if you just send me 100 right here on Cash App, I'll take care of you." Usually they be like, they don't want to get banned from Turo, so they'll just Cash App $100. I'll pay my homeboy up the road $50 to clean it, get the smell out, and I just profited $50. Everything I do is to make money, right? I don't go a day without making some type of money. That's what it's about, right? And I'm a business owner. You're going to listen to me as the business owner. I'm in charge. Or you'll never rent from me again, and I'll report you to Turo, and you'll never be able to be on. Most of them are scared to be kicked off the Turo platform, so they're going to do what you say. But you can't ask or run no type of plays like that in the Turo platform. You got to hit them up in the messages. You got to like text them.
Got it. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yo, Trev. Actually, I got two questions.
Go ahead,
So,
brother.
I remember in one of your videos, right, you were talking about like when funding gets approved, you're gonna kind of pretty much give the green light, like go buy cars. But like, well, you're gonna say like go buy like 5 cars in a week or something like that.
Mhm.
So I just wanted to know. I just wanted you to elaborate more on that.
Yeah, so whenever you got to understand the garden, right? So anytime you add any type of new debt or new credit to your profile, you're going to get put in the garden. But that garden doesn't get exposed until till the lenders, like the credit profiles, the creditors, right? The bureaus see it on the report. So if you run all your plays in a minimum of like 7 to 15 days, it's likely that the bureaus won't update. So you can go literally buy 10, 20 cars within a week and they'll never know, right? Because they don't see it. It hasn't updated into the system. So we teach everybody to run when you're ready for funding. The minute we start, okay, hey, this is day one, Navy Fed. We're about to go get you a bag. The minute you get the green light on funding, you have to go get the cars and you got to utilize the LLC. So it's good to know how many cars you're going to already kind of want to start out with from the jump. That way you don't get hit with the guard. Like when I started out, I had put like 6 cars on there. I didn't know the game, right? I was learning. And I bought a mentorship, but it wasn't that great of a mentorship. It was more like a course. I damn sure didn't get no funding. I didn't get no credit, none of that. Right. That's why I give myself my own flowers, bro. I got the best offer on the internet. You can tell your friends, family, everybody about it because I'm building your business, right? I'm making sure you're doing it right. I'm giving you capital. I'm connecting you with the car. My mentorship didn't have that shit. It was a course material, go learn it. And then motherfuckers never respond when you ask them a question. So, okay, I'm gonna elevate your shit then, bro. I didn't know. I went and put 6 cars on my personal and I instantly I dropped the ball, bro, because when they hit, I didn't know to get more. I couldn't get nothing else. The banks were like, bro, you got $230,000 worth of vehicles out right now. I can't give you any more money unless you're going to put a down payment like 10. They wanted 10, 20K down. And I'm like, man, I'm in business. I'm making bread, but I'm not about to give 20K down payment. You should never pay a down payment. You'll learn that through here too. You're never going to pay a down payment when you fuck with us. When you rock with us, right? So obviously I learned how to strategize that throughout, but that's what put me in the garden. I couldn't get no more money. So I went with my wife, I turned her up, I fixed her credit, ran her through the whole process, and then got her funding and put about 26 cars on the LLC. Everything went LLC. So she has no cars attached to her debt, right? They're all in the business. So her shit's still good. We can go get funding if we want. But now learning, right? This is the place that I teach you guys. 230K was on my profile, my personal cars. I refinanced them into the business. So now guess what? What does my profile show? $230,000 worth of vehicles paid off. So now when I went to go get my Lambo, I got approved. They didn't give a shit. I got approved because they seen, oh, he handled $230 worth of vehicle debt. They don't see it, multiple vehicles. They don't even know it was a refi, but it was a refi. That's a paid off. And I think it was Mr. Isaiah. If you when you refi, he refied something into his well, it stayed in his name, so it would be kind of different. But if he was to refi something into his business, that's going to be paid off over here. So imagine buying a house, refinancing it into the business, buying another house, refinancing it into the business. Now you got two $500,000 houses paid off. Credit bureaus. Now you can go buy $1 million home, and they won't say anything. As long as you got, capital to back it, like you could prove that you make that much money, you're gonna get it. You'll get approved. That's how you basically. It's not kind of how you finesse the credit system, right? Like it's not. Don't take finesse as like illegal. It's not illegal. It's just how you work the system. That's how you work the system. What do you think all the big people, Gates, Trump, and all them people up there, they do the same thing, bro. They put everything in the business name. They don't want nothing attached to them. And that's how you do it. They go deep. They delinquent them, they bankruptcy them, and don't give a damn about the business and all that. You can get deep with it, and it can never attach to you, but we don't teach that. We don't want to teach people the bad plays, right? We want to teach you the plays that when you learn it, you can do what you want. But we're going to teach you how to basically run credit to where you can always go get approved for something if you just stay with the play. You know what I mean? Follow the course material. Let us do our thing.
No, that refinance play is dope. But I mean, if you already got the business, might as well put it on the business. But so when you talking about targeting the cars, like I know you said certified used, right? But like, what if you see like I think I asked this in the Discord though, but it's basically like when you see people they're selling their cars like and it has low mileage and you look up the VIN, it's clean title and then the pricing looks right and stuff like that. Would you suggest buying those cars too as well if they fit the market or?
I mean, if you got the capital to do so, by all means, go ahead. But I would never use my funding to purchase a vehicle, bro. If we're gonna get you 50K or more in funding, right? And you
Okay, that's fine. That's not your business. Mind your business and leave your auntie alone, please. When she walks to the door, so she
Miss
might be
Ryline, I'm gonna
in a
mute
good
you
mood.
right quick.
Please.
All right, my bad. So, what was I saying? Train of thought.
You was talking about funding and then like
yeah.
you're gonna fund 50,000 more than
Yeah, the capital. I would never use the capital that we get you to purchase vehicles. That's stupid because you're taking an instant hit on your credit card. And after the first year, probably it's just like any other credit card. You might be 0% interest for 12 or 15 months, but then you got to start paying that interest, right? I would never use the capital that we giving you guys to purchase the vehicles when we're optimizing the credit score and teaching you how to structure the LLC so that you can put it in the business name. Don't take that instant hit on that capital. Use the funding that we get you to monetize your business, right? Monetize your asset, maintenance, repairs. If you want to put a wrap on it, and make it get bookings, right? If you want to run marketing behind it, let us or pay a marketing company to run your marketing, put it on your credit card. That's for you to sustain, right? That's what I knew. I wish I would have had more going in. So I only had like a $30,000 credit card when I started. I was operating only off of 30K and it was tough, right? Until I got my hands into the credit space after buying mentorships and learning it. Then I knew, right? So, but never, you can buy it, right? But make sure that you're able to, I don't know, I'll maybe get a loan from a bank to do it after your profile. You could do it that way because it's a monthly payment. And if you buy it from a lot, it's going to be a monthly payment to a bank anyway. But I would never use your credit to put a big hit on your profile like that. You should only use credit to generate revenue. And we weren't taught how to use credit. We use credit for vacations and emergencies and things like that. That's not what you use credit for. You use credit to make you more money so that you don't got to pay that credit back. Something else pays that credit back. That's how you operate.
So actually, okay, so I was a little confused then because like I thought so the funding, yeah, like I know that's what you're gonna use to maintain, or if you want to even like, do some beautifications on the vehicles to make it look more demanding and stuff like that. Yeah, that's like I know that's what you use the funding for mostly. But I'm talking about like when you actually trying to acquire the vehicles themselves, you're basically probably like going to a bank most of the time to in that week to purchase the vehicles, be like, hey, I'm trying to buy a vehicle, and they're going to be like, okay, we got to check for this. Like this much for you to buy this vehicle, and then you buy the vehicle, and then you rinse and repeat and keep doing that like with different banks
Yeah,
during that week.
well, you're doing it at the car lot. You're not going to the bank and doing it. You going to the car lot. They're gonna do it for you. So when you go to the car lot, they're gonna run you with multiple banks to get you approved. All you
Right.
do, and you'll learn this part too. All you do when you go to the car lot, you can use our vehicle dealer connect. I'm telling you right now, he may be limited on things like if you want a GLE and things like that, he has to get it from somewhere else and all that. But he knows what he's doing. He knows to give you vehicles with like low payments, right? That can really, and he knows to put it in the business. If the market says no business, he may have you put it in your personal and then refi to the business 6 months later, which is only going to help you because now we already explained how that can help you, right? And he wants you to get the best rates. He's not like a traditional car lot where he's trying to finesse you. He's trying to help us, right? He's trying to help us win, right? But you're going to the car lots, you telling them to keep all your approvals. But right when you come there, let them know, like, hey, look, I'm gonna tell you guys right now, I'm coming to buy a couple cars today. So however many approvals that you get me, we're using all of them. So if Navy Fed, Campus USA, USAA, and Wells Fargo all approve you for that one $50,000 vehicle, that means you're approved for 50,000 at all those banks. So go use that 50,000 on 4 or 5 different vehicles. Let the car lot know what you're doing. They're not gonna tell you no. Shit, they're gonna, oh, you buying 4 today? Let's do it. They're gonna be ready for it. You just use all the approval.
And you can't tell them which like credit bureau to like ring them off of, like, you know what I'm saying, like say Experian,
You gotta
TransUnion.
know who pulls who, right? Like you gotta know from the credit space doing research online on what bank pulls what. So like Navy Fed, they pull TransUnion and Equifax. BMW Financial, they pull Experian. Like you gotta kind of know what banks pull for which vehicles. You can get a secret lenders list offline. Just look up a secret lenders list, and you can just get the information from there. Most of them pull TransUnion, Equifax though. But if you come, it doesn't matter because you're going to get optimized by us anyway. We're already going to make it available. We're going to make it so that you get approved anyway. So it don't even matter. That's why the system is undefeated, right? Like you don't have to stress on that. You just got to go get the cars. The profile is going to be good to get the cars.
Right. But Trevor, just for clarification though, you're using your credit to get the cars at first. Or are you using the LLC to get the cars? What how are you getting the cars
So you're gonna
at
PG,
first?
the business, right? So they're gonna look at your score because you're a personal guarantor for the business. So they're gonna look at your credit profile to approve you on getting the cars. The debt just doesn't attach to you; it attaches to the business. But your credit always has to be, your credit is the foundation, right? That's why I made it like this. That's why I made it to where that's a step. We need to make sure your credit's right because that's going to benefit everybody in the long run anyway, having good credit, right? So why not fix it for my mentees when they become a student with me so I can level them up? So your credit is fixed. That way you can go PG the cars and put them into the business name. They won't attach to your personal. Your credit's always on the line unless you make 2 million or more every year on paper, filed with the IRS. That's the only way a business can sign for itself. So anybody out there that tells you guys like, oh yeah, my business, it's only business loan, or this my business owns this, and then you know that they're not making $2 million a year on annual revenue, they lying, bro. They PGing it. Everybody's PGing everything, bro. Like ain't nobody, you know what I mean? I don't even sign for only my business. You know what I mean? Like you got to put that on paper. First off, I don't want them IRS problems letting them know I make whatever that much a year. You know what I mean? Like that just puts me high risk. So I'll PG everything. If I know how to use credit and leverage credit and I know how to structure it, why not? I'll just PG it. And then if I become into a financial hardship, if COVID happens again, okay, bankrupt everything. Guess what? I'm just going to fix the bankruptcy and do it again. It don't matter. I know credit, right? I know how to fix credit. I know how to repair credit. And you guys will also know it because as a student, right, we do it for you at first, but we give you the material. You'll know how to do everything on your own. You'll be self-efficient for the rest of your life. You won't need it ever again.
Hey, Trevor, so
Okay, bet. Oh, go ahead. I jumped in somebody. Go ahead.
Cardi, does that answer everything for you?
Yeah. No, I got like the basis of it. It was just a few questions because I watched a lot of the videos and stuff, and I retained a lot of information, took notes. It's just like that part was kind of confusing me. And then on top of that, like where you want to get the cars. But it makes sense if you on the lot and you got to pick in the cars rather than, you know, just shopping around with individuals and messing up your credit that way. So yeah,
Right.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, you run it to the car lot. We know they're going to run it 30 times. I teach you how to wipe your inquiries, though. So as soon as you add it to your fleet, you follow the hard inquiry wipe play and you clean it up. Now them inquiries is gone.
Right.
Undefeated
Appreciate you.
credit. Yes, sir. Isaiah, Mr. Wick.
Hey, Trevor, good evening. Thank you for responding so quickly today. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'd like to circle back to the in the garden with my situation. Could you expand upon that a little bit? What options I might have if they apply, might apply to anybody else? That'd be great.
Yeah, so obviously when you get any type of new credit, right? The bureaus, you're basically a risk. So they're like, okay, this dude just got something new. Why is he trying to get more stuff? If your debt to income ratio can handle it, like you could probably still run the play. So as I was mentioning, my guy could probably run you through even with that refi, and you could still get your cars, get your funding and things like that. But anytime you add new debt to your profile, the rule of thumb is you're going to be in the garden for 6 months. They want to see that new debt that you just added, you're responsible, you can make the payments and, they want you to have good credit, right? And that's where people fall into having bad. That's your label to society, right? Your credit score. That's your number, right? Your credit for them up there, right? Even when you go to your job, guess what? You work for 2 weeks before you get paid. Your credit to your job. Everything revolves off of credit when you look at it in depth, right? Think about it. So they just want to make sure that you're going to make your payments. You can handle it and do the right thing with the new stuff that you got. It's usually 6 months. So after that 6 months is gone, you made your payments on time. You didn't have any lates, no collections, nothing like that. They'll be open to letting you get more stuff. So that's kind of how the garden works. And that's with everything, which is another reason why we say get the cars, get the funding all right away. So yeah, you don't put yourself in the garden, right? So if you go in with cars and then you wait 30 or 45 days and all those cars hit your credit report and then you go for funding, they're probably going to say no because you just added a bunch of new cars. So now you need to run your Turo bag up, make a lot of money on Turo for 6 months straight, pay your bills, and then circle back for funding. When you become when you a mentee of ours, bro, you always going to have the plays. We always going to teach you the plays. We're always going to run those plays for you and tell you how to do it, right? So it's not like you pay for the mentorship and then you're in here and then you've already got your fleet, you already got funding, so now it's done. Hell no. Guess what? 6 months later, you might want some more capital. So let's make sure your credit's optimized. Well, I'll tell you how to do it. I'll be like, hey, according to your profile, you got inquiries. So use the training, wipe the inquiries. You got one late because you got 20 cars and you forgot about a payment. So remove that late, and then you're using about 80% of your trade line of your credit. Let's put you on a trade line now. Boom, then you're ready for funding. We'll run it back. We keep running the plays. You don't think we want the percentage for people to get funding? We give you your 50K up front, free, no charge. But when you want more than 50K, I really got to dip into my bag with my lenders because I'm tied in with the lenders, right? We're partnered with Chase, Wells Fargo. I mean, not Wells Fargo, sorry. Chase, Navy Fed, Regions, Bank of America, and Truist. They service all of our clients, right? So there are fees when we get you a big bag because they know the deal. They know you're about to make money off of it. So they're like, okay, well, I want 10%. If we get them 200,000, I need 20K. You know what I mean? And you're just using their money to pay, right? So you still ran the play with OPM. That's like literally me saying, here, Isaiah, here's 20,000. Go to that blackjack table, put 20,000 on it, and you're going to get 180 back. You're going to do it, right? So that's basically what it is. So
Yeah, that makes sense. I've paid my mortgage for like the past year and a half before I refinance. Does that help me at all or?
nah, because the refinance is a new loan. So if it was like the best thing it is, keep rolling with it. Keep rolling with the punches for 6 months and then circle the block. Right now, how many months has it been already?
2 months, coming up on 2 months.
So 2 months. So you can I mean, if I was you in that situation with a refi, you may already be in the garden. I would run the play, like try to get some capital in the cars. That way you can get started, but at a minimum, try to get the cars so you can at least be generating revenue. The capital can wait, right? Like if the funding, you can I mean, it's too much. You got to wait another 4 anyway. What's another 2 more for adding cars? So you're waiting
Yeah,
7.
so I'll still be able to acquire vehicles. That's like my bottom line right now, is what I'm
Yeah,
wondering.
yeah, I'm pretty sure you're going to be able to do one or another. We'll try for both, but I'm pretty. If you use my Dealer Connect, I know for sure. Like you'll.
Okay.
I'm about. I ain't gonna give it all. I'm gonna say 90%. The refi with such a big loan, like a house is big. It's a big mortgage. Like it's probably 200 plus. So
It's
that's
yeah,
yeah,
a lot more than that.
yeah. That's the only thing that makes it kind of, you may not be able to go right away in business. You might have to put it in your personal and then refi to business later. You know what I mean?
Okay. I don't want to take up all the time on this since it's more of a finance question. Will I just get with Kane offline for
Yeah,
this
yeah. In the,
specific?
in the Discord, yeah, you can ask him any type of questions that you got. But like I said, I mean, I'm here for you. I'm here for you guys, bro. I'm trying to make sure everybody's successful. You got the if you bought in, you invested in me, so I want to make sure that I'm doing my due diligence to make sure you guys are. I don't like buyer's remorse, bro. When people ask, like, obviously we don't give no refunds because the value is too much, right? It would be stupid for somebody to come in here, get their credit fixed, get some capital, and ask for a refund. I look at them crazy. I'm like, no, bro. I just turned. Even if you get the material, you could get me, right? So I don't do that, right? But I don't give any reason for a client to have buyer's remorse. We give too much value. We give too much gain. Like, if you apply what you learned, you will win 100%.
Thanks, I
Just
appreciate
so
it.
everybody knows, like this dude's talking truth, man. Like I got an email today and it said like it went over all of my stuff because I got a whole bunch of inquiries, and I know they were saying like you look thirsty and stuff when you have all of that, but I'll be honest, I was trying to get a vehicle and stuff, and yeah, so I got a whole bunch of inquiries and they went through each one, went through all my stuff, and it was just like they sent it up to the right people, and now I'm just in the waiting process.
When you said they, who was they?
Oh yeah, no, it's Trevor and his team, man. It's Trevor and his team.
Oh, okay. No, sorry, that's just an old habit. Like who's they? I want to know who's they, us, when, them, there.
100%.
Uh, yeah.
100%. I feel
Hey,
that.
so I guess where I'm at right now, I'm in that, I'm trying to crawl, trying to walk, but I'm ready to run. My credit is good. I had 2 inquiries, and it just they were soft inquiries, and the team is working it. Your team is working it, but I'm like, what is stopping? Is that enough to stop me from going now? Do I
Uh,
just tell me be patient? If you tell me be patient, I'll shut up and I'll be patient.
no, it's never it's never anything that's stopping you now. It's more of the fact that we like you to be all the way ready before just jumping in, right? Like I don't want to do anything that's going to hinder you to get the max, right? So if it's only 2 inquiries, I mean, all you have to do is write in your Discord, hit up Kane and say, "Hey, am I ready for cars and capital?" You know what I mean? Like he'll tell you
Okay.
straight up. But I don't like people to jump the gun because then if I can't fulfill, you guys look at me crazy. Like, damn, my lenders could only get you 30,000. Well, you didn't follow the blueprint. But I don't want to say that. I don't want to have a reason to say that. I would just rather you follow the blueprint. That way I can guarantee what I brought you guys in saying, right? Because I fulfill on that. But when people mess up and they go against the grain and go against the play, I might not be able to get you 50. I might only can get you 30, or I might can only get you 20 if you go put 10 cars on you. So I like
Right.
people to follow the steps and the strategies to be now I fulfilled and done what I was supposed to do, right? Michelle did it a little different. She got her cars first. She wanted to generate revenue right away.
I did.
She wasn't worried about the funding yet. She wanted to generate the revenue from the business, and she'll get funding when she starts operating. So there's nothing wrong with doing it a certain way, but I don't like when people say something, when they blame, they'll blame a strategy that they didn't follow, right? Like you could do whatever you want to do it your way. We're all business owners. We're all, individuals that are out here trying to make it. So I don't knock the hustle to do it how you want. I did it that way. I didn't have a lot of capital. I went in with cars and I just turned up and kept going. So it's not frowned upon on any way anybody does it.
Yeah.
I feel it's
No
important.
doubt.
Oh, go ahead.
I got
No,
Mr.
you're good. Go ahead.
J. Hold on 1 second. Oh, go ahead, Michelle, and I'm gonna get to Mr. J.
No, I just wanted to put it out there to the team. The reason when I jumped the gun or when I did it in a different way is because I had Trevor can speak to it. I was super prepared. I came on and I studied all his material like it was the Bible. Like I was extremely proactive. So once Kanye and his team got my credit score, I'm like, you know what? I felt really confident and prepared to go ahead and get my vehicles where my credit score was at. I had took his advice. I had, I added some trade lines, got my utilization down. I'm like, yo, I think I could do this. Like my market was hot. It was summer. It was July. I'm like, yo, I felt confident in pulling the trigger. I had talked to Kanye. I had even got on a call with Trevor about my market research. I ran that by him a month prior, and I'm like, I can't sit on these opportunities right now. And so I pulled the trigger on it ahead of time, and I got them all financed through my business off rip though. And so obviously it was PG, it was personal guarantor with my personal credit score that the team had got elevated to the 800s for me. And so I'm like, okay, let's go. And so I just feel like it's important to know, although I didn't follow the playbook by step by step, I also had a backing and a cushion of running my market research through Trevor and getting with Kanye to make sure my credit score was in an optimum position for me to be able to do so as well.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
it's been 6 months, almost 6 to 7 months. So now she's ready for funding and business is going good. So she really been able to elevate even more.
and that was the question I had, because my credit scores, I'm in the 800s. I I don't know how much more optimized I can get, is what I'm getting at. I'm not trying to, I'm just saying, like, okay, where do what else is next? And then as far as that the funding that you just mentioned, like, when does that flow in? And now, granted, I'll be the first one to say, I let life happen. I kind of backed away, focused on me a little bit, and so I haven't really, as you say, I haven't studied the Bible, if you will, like I need to get back into it. So
yeah, for sure. Get
those
into
are
that
questions.
get into that material, and it'll probably answer a lot of those questions for you naturally. And then anytime you're ready, if you're say, hey, look, I'm ready to jump, shit, I'm ready to go make some money, you can always, just go get the ask Kane, hey, man, where are we at? Do you think I'm ready for funding? Can you review my profile for me? And he'll review it. And if he says you're ready, you're ready. If he says add a trade line and you're ready, I'll link you with my trade line supply guy. He'll put a trade line on you and you're ready. We'll go get funding. We'll go get the cars and we'll run it up. Go ahead, Mr. J.
Okay.
How you doing, Trevor?
I'm good, brother. How you doing?
Good. I'm blessed. Can't complain, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Hey, so Trevor, my question was, I'm pretty new to the Skool community. I kind of surprised I haven't ran across you before, since I already do like kind of tap in with a lot of different guys in the credit space and things of that nature. I really joined the community more so for just getting my personal credit back in order, right? Like business funding and business structure, all of that is great. But that's like, for me, that would be putting the cart before the horse. So my biggest thing is just making sure that that personal credit is cleaned up properly, so that way I can go focus on getting it structured properly to build business funding, to prepare for business funding later on down the line.
For sure.
So what I'm curious about is the credit repair process that you guys do. I did hear that you said, your mentees get that for free. Do you have a separate like credit repair service where you just strictly pay for credit repair, or is it just, join the mentorship and then, you just get it for free and then we figure the steps out after?
Yeah, so if you're just solely only looking for like that credit repair portion, like you want to run your own funding, do your own business, do all that yourself. Yeah, there is a separate it's basically a separate offer for those clients. And if you want, what you can do is after the call or whatever, hit me in Skool and say info on, like, right, just say information on credit repair only. That way I can link you with my affiliate over there, and he'll bless you and make sure you're taken care of, bro. Like, I understand that people come to our community seeking anything. You know, it could be credit, it could be funding, it could be Airbnb, it could be Turo, it could be real estate, and or all those types of things. So, yeah, man, you don't have, if you don't need the services that are applied to the mentorship of all in done for you, 100% we can take care of you, bro.
And let me ask you this: what is the offer on that mentorship as well? Because I am open to hearing about more if there's more. I know what I came for, but at the same time, there's always more value that you can always gain. And obviously, it sounds. I've heard you say it all the time, not just on this call, but even like on some of your Instagram videos, you got the best offer on the market. So
Yeah.
Curious to hear what that offer looks like.
So yeah, so obviously this part, the only part that's not done for you is obviously the structuring of the LLC for certain reasons that you guys are going to name it. You're going to name things your way and things like that. We just tell you how to properly structure your LLC. It's done on a live call. The LLC being properly structured is big, right? Because that's what the banks are going to look at to give you capital. If it's high risk, if there's not those certain key points in the name, and if you don't have your registered,
all about those data points.
Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna teach for you. Then we're gonna optimize and repair your credit, right? So we're gonna put your credit in a fundable position. I don't care about the score. I don't care if you're a 780, 800, whatever. If something on there is gonna make a lender tell you no on getting money, we fix it, right? Personal information. Every data point on the profile will be fixed to get funding, right? Don't care about the score. The goal is to get capital. And then we also give you your first 50K in capital at no fees. There's no service fees on 50K. It's like, hey, we optimized it. I'm sending you to my lending team. We're going to get you 50K. You can get more than 50K. We can get up to 250 on the personal and business side, but there are service fees on that additional bread, right? Because in the mentorship, we teach you, right? So in the Skool community, all that material will be given to you. You have it for a lifetime. So you can run these plays on your own, right? We don't have to do them for you. You'll get lifetime access to that material to do all this stuff on your own. The credit repair, all of it on your own.
But if you want it done for you, you offer that service.
Correct. And then I give you the blueprint on Turo, and it covers on and off platform money. So I teach you Turo bread. I'm gonna teach you how to make six figures on a Turo platform through that mentorship, but I also teach you private rental and rent to own. So you get those as well. And then you also get a marketing mentorship. So you're going to learn how to run your own marketing. You don't have to pay these companies to run your ads or anything like that. You're going to learn how to run your own ads, and that's anything. Not only Turo, it's for anything. You can run. If you got a t-shirt business, let's put it out there. Let's get eyes on it so people can spend money.
Because see, I used to be in a life insurance business, man, and I was making decent money at the time. I'm thinking about getting back into the business like maybe about 3 to 4 months from now. So having a good marketing strategy would probably help me out a lot with doubling the clientele.
That's the two biggest things to a successful business, bro, is sales and marketing. If you got sales, you got marketing, you're gonna win.
Yeah, the sales part, I feel like I kind of got that part down pat. The marketing part is the most important part, because you could be a shitty salesman and a great marketer, you still sell. You know?
For sure, because the marketing is gonna sell for you.
Yeah, exactly. But if you have that. And you're good at sales, you'll close a few deals here and there, but you're never going to make enough money for it to make sense because your marketing sucks. So
100%. That's got to be dialed in, bro, and it's got to be there. So we teach you that, and then by you moving forward with us, you get 50% off of all the other mentorships you see in the Skool community. So if you want to get into Airbnb, it comes with your unit. That's 50% off that. Real estate, 50% off their mentor. All these mentors, these partners that I have in there, their mentorships will be half price because you move forward with us. So that's the offer, and that's that.
What is the price tag on that mentorship, if you don't mind me asking?
I'll that's something we'll have to talk about on offline, right? Like I'll send you a link. Hit me in Skool for sure, and I'll be able to give you a price on that, and you'll be taken care of, right? We have over 400 students, so it's not something that's like, damn, I can't afford it, right? Like we're pretty reasonable. We like to work with budgets, man. We like to make sure. My goal is to make sure people are successful, not tax people, right? I know the return on investment I can get. So, like I said, hit me in Skool, send me a message right quick and say, hey, and then I can get you a call with my team or myself, and we can move forward.
All right, sounds good, though. Thank
you.
you.
Jay, I appreciate
Yeah,
you.
and then you add 10%. There's 10%. You got to send 10% to me.
Oh yeah, send 10% to Donald because he the man. Conrad,
Yeah,
you're gonna be the last
I
question.
got you at the 10 after you sent my 21st, Donald.
Okay.
Put it
Hey,
up
Trevor,
first, but I got you at the 10.
just to go back to Turo and everything, one of your videos you talked about leasing versus buying the cars. Can I
yes.
just get like what would you recommend in the beginning? Like just go out there lease a bunch of cars or go out there and purchase a bunch of cars?
Well,
What do you
now
recommend?
that when I started leasing wasn't allowed, like you couldn't lease a vehicle and rent it out on Turo, but now you can lease vehicles and rent it out on Turo. So if that play was available to me back then, I would have ran that because I'm really not tied to the vehicle. It's not going to build up your credit, like talking about. It's not going to structure that profile and get that, profile real thick and solid, right? Like you want it, but you can make some money because you can go lease a car, get the max amount of mileage that they offer, 15,000 a year, whatever it is. And only that amount of the vehicle that you're leasing ties to your credit report. And you could do it with the LLC. So I would definitely run that play because you're really not tied to it. And you can always trade it in, right? A lease, you just break the lease. Sometimes it's like $1,000 to break the lease. Here's my credit card. This car sucks. Here's 1,000. Bye. You know what I mean? So I would 100% run with the lease play if you can. If you got cars that you're just trying to make money off of. I was in a position. I'm wanting to drive these cars. These are mine. You know what I mean? I own all 30 of these, so I'm different. If I want to go take the Urus out, I take it out. If I want to take the Hellcat out, I take it out. If I want to, you know what I mean? Like it's just yes, sir. It's just a you thing, whatever you want to roll with. But leasing, I'd run that play if the goal is just to make some money. I'd run that play as well. I want to own these
What would you
cars.
Got it. Thank
What
you.
would you say is a con? What would you say is a con?
A
I
con
mean, you
about
get the
leasing,
pro, but yeah.
probably them running up them miles and you kind of going over the mileage and have to get charged for it. Say they take your lease on multiple long trips and now you're like, damn, I'm already paying the extra payments on mileage, right? Like, so now you're
Okay.
going to be paying a lot more for the vehicle of being a lease than what it was worth or what y'all's agreement was. So you'd have to trade it in at that point. So I'd put a strict mileage limit on it and go from there. But I'd watch the miles. That's what's going to be the con. Like you're going to have to watch them miles, and it's a lease. You don't want them to. If they mess it up. You know what I mean? You're going to be held liable for it. So just be prepared for that.
Okay. Okay.
If it's your
Yeah.
shit, it's yours. You own it. You do what the hell you want with it.
All right.
For sure. Last question, Miss Michelle, and I gotta hop off. I gotta hop off. Family just walked in the door, so gotta get to them.
Actually, I'm gonna let Jay go because man, I can ask my question later. It was about me growing it more. Like, what would be a good time if I wanted to add more cars? But I think Jay Hand was up first, so I can catch you. I hop on this again. I catch you offline or on Skool. I'll let Jay go if they're still on the line to squeeze their question in right
I
fast.
think it's just still raised from the last question. I never seen.
Oh, bet. Okay, cool. Well, my question was, I mean, you already know when I first started, I wanted to do 6 cars, but one of mine got snatched up. I thought I had a deal finalized. It wasn't. So currently I only have 5. How long would you say I would wait before, I grow to get any more? Like you think 6 months, a year, like is there a time frame to try to get more in the business name or
There's no time frame. I would go with your market's going to speak to you. If you can handle the demand, then you're good. But if you're at a point where people are hitting you up, hey, I need a car, I need a car, I need a car, and you don't have the means, that's the market's telling you like, damn, I built up clientele. Now I can't even fulfill, and they got to go rent from someone else just because I don't have enough cars, right? So the market's
right.
speak to you. And if you can count your money, right? If your profit margins are good every single month, 3-4 months straight, it's the same profit margins, then okay, well, damn, I'm making this much. Let me add another one or two. But when you really scale is when you can't handle demand. That's when I scaled. When I was at
Okay.
Season, everybody was in my inbox, texting me, hey, I need a car, I need a car, I need a car. That's when I was like, well, damn, they tell me, I'm gonna just go get it. Because they telling me, and then that's when I went to 10,
Right.
still couldn't handle it. Went to 20 and was like, damn, still booming. Let me shoot to 30. So that's kind of how I really, the market spoke to me, right? And it's gonna speak to me.
Yeah, I've been sitting on it for a couple of weeks. I've turned at least 3 clients down already this month alone. Kind of same last month. And I was like, I haven't been through the winter months. I started out in the summer, everybody was traveling. So I was a little hesitant. I'm in Ohio, in the Midwest. They get snow, all like that. And even in November, I've already hit my goal for November. And like I said, I had to turn people away. And I'm like, I really felt like, let me see, should I wait 6 months since I just got 5 vehicles at end of July, beginning of August, or is it that 5 months ago don't matter now? You about to push almost 6 months. You can add, like you said, based on market, at least another one. I would like probably at least another SUV.
Yeah, I would go another, like I say, another third row or another economy, or have it, or go get your dream car. Go get your car and maybe rent it out partially of the time. You could, but at least let it pay for that. You know what I mean? Or
Right,
a
right.
lot of different strategies. But yeah, if you can't have, if you're turning, when you start having to turn multiple clients away, that's the market saying, damn,
Yeah.
I'm booming. I need more cars.
Right, right. Okay, I appreciate that.
Henry, I'm gonna do one more just because I care about my student. Oh, damn, I didn't see the chat. I'm sorry. Sometimes I'm here and I'm not really seeing the chat like that. But go ahead, Henry. This will be the last one since I haven't heard from you yet. I'll let you go ahead and take the floor on this last question. You gotta come off mute, brother.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was trying to couldn't find the mute button.
No, you good.
But so my question is, okay, so I got started with the opportunity, and before I got started with you all, I had someone already currently working on my credit.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just interested in getting started with Turo and everything. So I just started just go ahead and get started. And
Mm-hmm.
my question is, okay, so I'm just currently waiting to the person I got to do my credit to get done with it, so I can start the LSC and get the fund and then get the cars and everything started. And
Mm-hmm.
the thing that made me get started on my credit was I was looking to get a house one day. So my question is, if you were in my shoes, as far as, okay, once my credit's to the point I wanted it, which opportunities should I be looking to get started with first? Is it the house, or should I get started with the business? Does that really matter?
The house thing is tricky, right? Because they tell you not to do anything, for while you're getting approved for your home. And I'm pretty sure they do that for a reason, right? I'm pretty sure they do it so you don't go stack up multiple things. They'll always tell you, hey, for the next 30 days, don't pull your credit, don't buy anything, no, don't do this, don't do that, right? That's kind of like a rule of thumb for real estate agents to tell you so that you don't mess up purchasing the home. They want that deal, right? They want that 3%. But I would never choose like a business model. I mean, a business is business. Building your business is going to be great because that's what's going to generate the revenue. But a home would probably be the most important thing. You probably got a wife, kids, you got a family. Like putting a roof over their head is going to be the most important thing, in my opinion. After you get the home, then maybe you could jump in with the cars and start, building the brand, building the business. But I would never say, go get you some Turo cars when you're trying to buy a house, right? That might be a goal that
Yeah.
the business is always going to be there. We're always going to be here, right? We're always going to make sure that you're good. So make sure you and your family straight first. And if getting a house is something that you're trying to accomplish, go get that house, and then come back and circle the block, or run it as soon as you get the approval, right, for the home, and they cut the check and you're in there, you get your keys, then see what you can do if you can get some cars,
Okay.
Because it probably still won't hit that. It's not going to hit that credit until your first payment is kind of due. Like you'll be able to look at your credit report and be like, oh, damn, it hit. I might not get no cars, but you're just going to have to kind of play it by ear.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I was taking the right route. Okay.
Yeah, bro. You could do your LLC though. I mean, that's like the people we use $200, man. You can still get your LLC started. If you're in your Discord, or I don't know where you're at with the process. I have to look, but like, if you only went Turo, obviously the credit stuff's not going to be able to apply to you, or the funding or things like that. But get your LLC started, open them business bank accounts or them personal bank accounts to get those relationships started. At least you already got time on your hands anyway. You might as well start establishing that, that's what I would do personally.
Okay. So just go ahead and get the LAC started, get the bank accounts things open, and just go from there.
Yeah, 100%, bro. That's gonna be your best option, your best play, and maybe that relationship's built with, if you get a personal account with Navy Fed and things like that, maybe that relationship's built. They'll see you buy a house, but they might still approve you for a car. Like Navy, I had those cars on me, like 6 cars on me, and went and bought another one, and Navy Fed still gave me like 71 bands with those cars on me with no down payment. So, they pretty good. When you get a relationship with them, they're gonna lock you in. They're gonna make sure they take care of you.
Okay. Okay. Well, I appreciate that, Drew.
Yes, sir, Mr. Henry. All right, you guys. I appreciate all of you, man. I hope you guys have a blessed evening. Let's win. If you're a student, you're a mentee. Let's get to that bag. Let's take you to that next level. I appreciate you guys taking this call. It will be recording. I'll drop it in the call recordings for anybody that missed it. If you got any questions, hit your Discord and ask me. I hope everybody has a blessed holidays. Peace.
Thank you.
Thank you, Trev. Have a good one.
Yes, sir.